Okay, I was watching a video with some girl talking about non-duality, and it's basically just saying that nothing matters. We're judging situations for being something, and it's only our expectations. It's only us putting a label to something or saying that this thing is this way because I say it's this way. And she was talking in the video about, when it snows, it's simply snowing. I'm taking a walk. I'm simply taking a walk. It doesn't have to mean anything. It doesn't have to be about anything. The person watching, you don't have to have any expectations of anything. I don't have to have an expectation of you. And you're simply here listening to what I'm saying. And that in and of itself, to me, is, I know it's going to sound weird, but that's amazing. That it doesn't have to be about anything. I can just come out here and I can simply press record and I can simply talk on a phone. It's all up to interpretation. That's all it comes down to. It just comes down to, how do you interpret what I'm saying? Are you judging the situation? Are you taking it seriously? Are you having your own opinion in view? Because really, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I should say, do we have this? Because it's for anybody watching. It doesn't matter. We get so caught up. I get so caught up in this thing that my mind does that says that I have to be something. I have to achieve something. I have to get to this point in my life before I'm better. Or I have to take the time to empower myself or make myself better and do all these things that there's no need to do it. And she said something in the video that really took me by surprise, because I don't hear this from a lot of people, especially in this new age spiritualism stuff. But she said there's no point to meditating. There's no such thing as meditation. You already are in the act of doing so just by listening and being here and feeling what you're feeling. You're already in a state of, quote, meditation, but that's not the word that I want to use. And I'm turning back around because I forgot my gloves and my hands are already frozen cold, which it doesn't matter. But yeah, this whole thing with, we don't have to try to meditate. We don't have to try to be something. We don't have to try to make our lives better. It's simply, are you going to make the decision to live healthy or not? Are you going to eat healthy or not? Are you going to get up and walk or not? It's so simple. This thing is so simple. Yet, this is making it hard because of all the things that we've been indoctrinated with, that we've been brainwashed with, that we've been conditioned with. And this is why I say, if you know what non-duality is, I don't know the specific definition of what it is, but if we're doing anything besides saying that there is no meaning, the snow, it's snowing because it's snowing. There doesn't have to be no meaning behind it snowing. The ground is slippery because the ground is slippery. I'm outside because I'm outside. There is no meaning to anything. It's completely meaningless and pointless, and everything is futile, and it doesn't matter. And the stories that we come up with and create and the things we do, it's just all interpretation. It's all our judgments upon the world, reflecting on the world back to ourselves, if that makes any sense. And like this video, it doesn't have to make sense. That's what makes sense to me, is that it doesn't have to make sense. It's like, my goodness, I can get some fresh air. I can breathe when I think like that. Like, I don't have to have anything to talk about. I can just simply talk to just talk. You know, if you feel like talking, simply talk. It's like, it doesn't have to be about anything. It doesn't have to go anywhere. See, we think because of time that men have invented and created. We think that something's happening, or we're going towards something, or we're waiting for something to happen, or we're sitting there and we're hoping for things. This is ridiculous. And I don't even want to call it ridiculous. I just want to say that it all has to do with what all of us have been conditioned with. We've all been indoctrinated with something to think a certain way that someone else has told us that we should maybe be. And we never had to be that in the first place. And this is great. This is amazing. This is awesome. And I love it. I love the non-duality. I love the absurdity. I love the contradictions. And I shouldn't say I love. It's just something that I resonate with. That's the word. SBN, resonate. I resonate with this. I don't have to make it seem like anything. I don't have to force myself to do anything. You on the other end, you can just simply be what you are, and I will take you for what you are. Take me for what I am, vice versa. There doesn't have to be any judgment there. There doesn't have to be any really opinions or anything. You can just say and do whatever you want or need to say and do. This thing is so easy. It's so easy. If all of us could have an understanding of this and could really grab onto it and see it for what it really is. Like, most of the time I get on here, I'm not really talking about anything. I just get on here because I need to run my mouth. I enjoy talking to myself on a camera. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy uploading it and giving it to other people. I enjoy it. I really do. I wouldn't do it if I didn't. And it's, why do we force ourselves to do things that we do not want to do? Why would we force ourselves? Why would we take action against something that has nothing to do with what we want to do for ourselves? Like, only you know you, and only I know me. This is why I always talk about, it's all about the individual. It's all about the individual person. And say that you needed help to build a cabin, and someone had the finances to help you build that cabin, and you said, look, we need help in order to make this community, we need your finances to help build this cabin. You would probably give wanting something in return. See, most of us give because we want something, we expect something back, or we want to be known for giving, or we want to have credit. We want to get the credit because we gave or we helped with something. And see, this is where I would tell everyone, at least for me, I do things in secret. If I give in secret. If I would win some money, the lottery, let's just say, for example, not that I want to really talk about money, but it is what it is. We're in a money system, so it is what it is. But if I won some money, I wouldn't go around telling people, hey, I won money, I have money. That is ignorant. I wouldn't do that. If I gave something to someone that had cancer, I would tell you, maybe you can give to this person, but I wouldn't say, yeah, I gave them $100. Ain't I special? I gave that little girl $50 to help to her cancer. That makes me a good person. See, this is where we start acting important with our lives. This is where we start saying that it's about us and I want the credit because I gave you something to help build with. I gave you that money, so now I want recognition. I want you to tell me thank you and appreciate me. And then it becomes a me thing. And I do as less as possible to boast and brag about myself. I do as least as I possibly can to boast and brag, because all that boasting and bragging does is it comes back on me as another person's expectation or their view of me or what they expect me to be or how they discern me or how they interpreted me to be at a certain time. And then they hold you accountable to these things. And see, this whole thing with the only ones that we can hold accountable is ourselves and what we're doing. We can only be responsible for ourselves in this life. You cannot, there's really no need to care for other people and waste your time worrying and caring, because that person can only do what they have to do for themselves. The only thing that the other person could do is if somebody was starving and they needed some food. Well, of course, you're going to give them what they need. You're going to give them food. If they're thirsty, you're going to give them water. If their muscles sore, you're going to rub the cramp out. If they have an itch on their back, you're going to scratch it. But you're not going to want anything in return for doing it. And this is the absurdity of when we give. And I even ask people to give on here, because what I get, I need. I actually need, and I ask. And ask and you will receive. People don't know. If you don't ask people to give or to help donate to your channel or to help you out, then they're not going to know. They're not going to do it. It ain't being selfish. It ain't that I love money. I need money in order to survive in this system that I live in this society, the way that it's set up. If I could have it another way, I would have it another way. But it's not another way. So it is what it is. But we just think that when we do these types of things, that something's going to come back to us, or we deserve more because we gave more. We deserve to be recognized, and we deserve a trophy and an award because we were such a nice person and we were so caring and we did this for this person. The whole thing is completely absurd when you're looking at the situation for what it really is. It's absolutely, it just comes down to actually ego and pride, really. And it comes down to You want credit for something that you should not get credit for. You should not give credit because you should not get any type of credit because you gave someone something to eat, or you helped somebody to pay their rent, or you gave someone that was thirsting to death some water, or you gave them a couple gallons of water. And, oh, now I want something back. I want 6 gallons back now because I gave you 3 gallons. Do you see how corrupted that type of thinking is? If all of us thought like that, then we would be completely corrupt, because we would always be expecting something more than what we gave. And when we go about doing it like that, it just doesn't work. Then the person that wants to receive more, if every person got more than what they gave, then everyone would be out of something. Everyone else would have way more than the other people or everyone else. And I got a frozen stash here, but it's okay, it's whatever. And I notice when we talk in videos and we're explaining ourselves, do you notice how a lot of these other channels, they edit everything? Right when they have an interruption or they can't think of what they're saying next, oh, I have to edit it real quick. I have to look like I did it right. If I don't look like I did it right, then I can't have that on my video, and I have to edit that out. And if I have some ice on my beard, oh, I can't have people see that. It makes me look like I have an icy beard. You know, stuff like that. And it's just ridiculous. Like, who cares? It's snowing. The snow is hitting my beard. It's cold. And that's what happens. It's something that cannot be helped. It's something so natural that it just does not matter. See, the things that are natural do not matter. But we're trying to make things matter. We're trying to put a meaning to everything. We're trying to make something. You understand what I'm saying here? We're trying desperately to look like we're the good person because we gave. We're desperately trying to fit in, because if we don't look like we're fitting in, then we're going to look like we're not fitting in. And it goes on and on and on. And this way of thinking is so corrupted. And do you understand the essence of what is really being said here? And I told people this before, and the girl in this video also said this. She said, this is not a teaching. This is not a message. This is nothing. It's nothing. It's simply words. It's simply me expressing and talking and just getting on a video, taking a walk in the snow, and simply letting it be what it is. It doesn't have to be anything. You know, I think we just try so hard to make things something that they're really not. And this is where a lot of us, we get caught up in this way of thinking. We indoctrinate ourselves. We condition ourselves. We brainwash ourselves into thinking these things. Do you understand? So I would say none of that is required. None of that is required. No type of teaching is required. No type of meditation is required. No type of anything is required. You actually don't even really need to learn anything. You will find out along the way if you are needing to understand that thing, or there's some reason that you have to understand it in order to get by. Then you will do that. You will find out for yourself. See, we are including things that don't need included. We are putting more extra baggage on ourselves that doesn't need to be on our back, that doesn't need to be on our mind. And this is why I tell y'all about when I start having these obsessive thoughts and I get this whatever intrusive thinking and stuff. I know that all of that is a lie. I know that all of that is just thoughts that I'm thinking. I know all of it. It doesn't mean anything. It's just there. You know what I mean? It's there. And there's no need for me to act upon those thoughts or think that they're reality, because they're not. It's just a thought. It's just thinking of something. It's even being aware. This whole thing about being aware. We're already thinking about what we're thinking. There's no need to be aware. There's no need to meditate. There's no need to do any of these things. It's just you're doing more than necessary. We're not letting things be the way that they are naturally. We're not letting the oils in our hair come in our hair. We wash them out constantly. You know, some people get a shower twice a day, and that's just an example. We overdo stuff because of some concept that if I don't wash my hair every day and I don't get a shower every day, I'm going to stink. Who is going to put their nose right up to your private parts or be right next to your genitals and smelling or sniffing? I mean, come on. It's just, the concept is absurd. Do you see how absurd these things are? And this is what a lot of us do because we have it in our mind that we need to do those things. We have it dead set in our mind. It's like an agenda. It's like a motive. It's like a plan. It's like a goal that we need to meet because we think that we need to meet it when we don't need to meet it at all. It's like, is your skin moisturized, and are you not getting rashes? Then you're fine. If you can't smell yourself, or I'm just saying about hygiene here. If you haven't brushed your teeth in a day or two, okay, maybe you need to brush your teeth so you don't get a cavity. But we overdo even these hygienic things. It's like, who are we doing this to impress? I don't want somebody's breath to stink, but like brushing your teeth 2 or 3 times a day, even that is too much. That's what dentists tell you to do, to keep up with your dental hygiene so that your breath doesn't stink and all this stuff. But in actuality, it's overdoing it. It's not necessary. It's just a thought of another person that will be thinking something of you if you don't do that thing. And I'm not telling people don't keep up with your hygiene. That's not what I'm saying. It's, if you, how can I say this? If you have some kind of stain on your t-shirt and you say, oh my goodness, I have to wash this stain out my t-shirt, it's really not necessary. It's not an emergency. It's like, okay,